Everybody smack the like button, hit the subscribe button, because Melvin's gonna tell us, I'm hoping, Melvin's gonna tell us what his what his scariest moment was from back in the day. Your guys' scariest moment too, put it in the chat. You guys are on YouTube, by the way, so go for it.
One of the scariest moments that I always have, having to talk to strangers for videos. It's like if you have a dare or a challenge. Hey, say something to a random stranger. Hey, do this embarrassing thing in public. That's honestly what scares me. Especially being a YouTuber.
Was there like a specific moment that was like super weird?
No, because a lot of the times it turns out okay. But it's the fear of like you're walking up to them, you have no idea. They're just looking at you. You got a big camera in one hand and you're just talking to it and like approaching this stranger. Oh man, it's actually one of the scarier things.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah, there was a break-in at the safe house.
Oh, that's right.
A long time ago.
I remember that.
That was scary too.
What was like?
Because like we didn't have any kind of cameras before. It was before the safe house had any kind of security system. Just all of a sudden we got reports that the front door was unlocked.
Did they broke in like at night, and then like you could tell stuff was like broken into the following morning, or what was it? Were you guys there?
Yeah, it's something like that, like overnight, and then in the morning, door was wide open and unlocked.
Oh.
First person in saw that all the camera gear and stuff was missing, and the scary thing is about a lot of that is like we just have no idea who, why, what. They took all of our camera gear too. As a YouTuber, when you lose the footage, like that's
worst.
huge. That's almost priceless.
Thank you!
The camera equipment and all the things they took is about like maybe a $10,000 worth.
But still,
the footage is priceless. But it never felt the same going back to the safe house.
Do you think the person that broke, or people, you think the people that broke into the safe house was that from that previous, like your previous thing, or do you think it was unrelated?
It might be unrelated. Because, yeah, they took our camera stuff. All the hackers and stuff from the previous organization, the cameras aren't as important. It's the digital information that I think people get.
Was there one incident in particular that was like really weird that like just sticks out in your mind?
Maybe like fighting the Project Zorgo leader the first time.
That was the scariest moment?
Yeah, because boy came out with these augmented legs and a shock baton out of nowhere. And I mean, when you put somebody tall on top of some kind of like future stilts, bro, that's terrifying. That's kind of intimidating to be around. There's a video coming out. I did a collab with the Scariest.
Oh yeah.
We did a scavenger hunt, and one of the challenges was make a stranger laugh or have a stranger disco with you. Both of those extremely nerve-wracking.
Make a stranger disco? What did you end up doing to get the stranger to laugh?
Well, first you have to just ask them like, hey, excuse me, we're filming something, do you want to join? And a lot of people are just already like, no. And I think for the same reasons that we're a little today. It's just you never know who's watching you when you're on somebody's camera, or you don't know what they're gonna do with the footage or whatever. Like, it's scary. The digital age is even more scarier now than I could remember it.
Was there anything really scary like during the Halloween season that was like, whoa, bro, like, do you do any like haunted houses or anything like that really terrified you? This isn't my scariest moment, but it's definitely a moment that felt I was very, very uncomfortable. So
go for it.
This is about 5 or 6 years ago, everybody. Big fan of haunted houses, right? And I go to them all the time. Like I like zombies grabbing, like, you know, like rah, scary little things, right? But this one was just different. There was something super weird about this one, right? You get into this and you had to sign a waiver in order to go into this haunted house. A waiver. So they're like, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you're telling me that this is so bad that I'm gonna have to sign this piece of paper saying that it's okay for people to touch me and stuff. And I'm like,
yeah.
And at the time I was like, you know what? Sure, why not? That sounds good. There's probably nothing sus about this. And I go into this haunted house, and right away, 2 John Cena-sized dudes, no joke, these guys were jacked. 2 John Cena, and this is not a joke, I'm not fibbing when I say this, 2 John Cena guys grab me, and like I said, I'm not the smallest guy on the planet. I'm 6'2", and these guys pick me up like I weighed 110 pounds. Like they grabbed me and they threw me into this room. I'm talking threw me into this room. And I was in this room, I was like, what is happening right now? And this dude was holding a shotgun to this like other person in this like rocking chair. And I was like, what's happened? And these two John Cena guys are holding my face, no joke, like holding the back of my head, making me watch this thing.
What the heck?
And I was like,
okay, that's way scary.
And I was like, whoa, bro, like I gotta get out of here. And anyways, it was all, obviously it's all staged, like it's not real. But this dude took a shotgun and went poof, and blew his, shot himself.
What? How do you? What the heck?
But it was like, the effects that they used on this like stage, the effects that they used made it look like he died, right? And I was like, whoa, what just happened? So they took me and they grabbed me and put me into this coffin, threw me into this coffin, and the coffin was like a slide that like led you into this other room. So I like fell down this coffin and I woke up in this room, and it was like this church or whatever. Or this room, this guy was talking, like throwing water on everybody, but it was supposed to be, it was supposed to be blood, but they were like throwing it on the audience. And I was like, whoa, what is happening? And so
what in the world?
Terrifying.
What a story.
And there's all these people, like watching this guy. He's like, bah, like talking to you, and he's wearing these crazy horns. And he's like throwing this water on everybody. And I was like, I'm done, man. Like, this is awful. And so you keep on going through this haunted house. And then at the very end, there's a dude with a chainsaw there was no chain on the chainsaw, but you heard it. Like when he ripped it, it was like, and he had this pig mask on, and he was standing at the end of the doorway, and you had to go. That was the only way to leave the haunted house, was through this dude with the pig mask and the chainsaw. So you're like, okay, I guess I'm gonna walk through this thing. So you start walking, and this guy just stands there like this, and you kind of have to like walk by him, and you're like, you good? You're not gonna, okay. So as you walk by him, you he stands still, and then he revs the chainsaw about 10 feet after you pass him, and he starts screaming and yelling as you run. And bro, I'll tell you, that was probably the scariest moment I think I've ever had. He's chasing at you, screaming.
An experience.
With a chainsaw. It was awful. I would never do a haunted house like that again.